Hello and welcome everyone. In this tutorial we are going to learn the static variable in the series of our Java basic. So here I am going to explain you everything about static variables. Previously two videos I have covered about local variable and instance variable. So static variable in the Java is special. Why? Because it is used for the memory management. The main purpose of static variable is to make the memory efficient our program. So our program will be memory efficient in case we are using static variable. So let's see how the static variables are declared in the class. So mostly if I will talk about the static variables, they are exactly same like instance variable which we are using outside of the method, constructor or any block. But the main difference in static variable is that we are putting one special keyword that is called static in the Java. It makes our variables static. Now let's jump into a program. So for here I have written some program for you. Let me explain what this program is all about. So I have created one class called employee, and in that class we are having the name of employee, its ID, whatever is the ID is like 1, 2, 3 etc., and we are having the name of company. Now if an employee is working in a to B company or ABC company, then if there are multiple employees like 10, then they are having same employee, they are having same company, but their ID and name can be differ, correct? So here I have created one constructor to initialize the name and ID and company of the employee class, and I have created one method where we will find all the name, ID and company. So the program is very simple. Here I am running and I will show you what this program is doing here. So let me run this program and I will show you the output. After that we will jump into the static things, right? So here if you can see, I have given the name in the constructor of employee. The name is John, and here ID of John is 10, and he is working in a company called Tech Factory, something like. So here let me give you Tech Factory LLC, something like this. So this is the name of company. Now suppose we are having multiple employees. Let me create their employee. So we will go with employee 1 and employee 2, fine. So here now the first employee was John, another can be Terry, and his employee ID will be something like 11, but the name of company will remain same, correct? And another name can be something like Lena, and her employee ID can be different, something like 13, but here company will remain same, Tech Factory LLC. So what is the difference here, and what will be the difference in static and instance variable? Here we are dealing as of now as an instance variable, correct? So what will happen here, every time when the object is created and the instance variable is used at the time of object creation, right? So here thing will come something like every time it will create space for this also in the memory. It will take the space every time. So it is same thing, the name of company is being used and repeated again and again for the all employee, which is not correct way of using our memory management. So for that purpose we are making it the static. Static is something which can be shared among all other objects, which is defined at the class level during the class loading, correct? So what will happen here? So here we can simply remove our company again and again from our constructor, and the thing will work amazing. So here we can remove from here, and that we can take from our static variable. So let me remove this and run it properly. So now I am running this program. So it will not create many times memory as the number of employees there in the company. So if you will see that, we can see something like employee dot details. Here the company name is something coming like null. Why is that? We have not declared the name of company. So here we will declare something like Tech Factory LLC. So this is the name of company, and I will run this program again, and you will see something amazing, that here the changes are reflecting. Now what will happen? Again I will create object for this, for the second employee. I have already created object of second employee and third employee. So I just have to call them again and again, and company detail or the name of company will be shown there. So let me call this method for the second employee and for the third employee as well. So I will run, and you will see the company name here, Tech Factory LLC, is showing, and this static variable is shared among all the object, and it is good for the memory management, and there is not much difference in that. So it is good for the making our program memory efficient, and here we can see that our program is working perfectly. Now the memory related stuff and its management is done in this program. Now we will discuss what other things can be done. So if I will talk about, let me show some more things, that we are having the name of class called employee. So this can be called with the help of company, and for that no object is required. So the company name can be shown. Now one more thing, that we can see what is the static variable can be done here in our class. So we can call our static variable with the help of our class name. For that no instance is required. So let me create something like system.out.println here, and I will print something like the name of our class, something like employee dot company, correct? And again we are going to create one more variable, let's say company name 2. So here I am going to create something like string company name company 1. So here let me give you ABC. Now we will see that how it can be called with the help of class name or not. So here I am going to just copy, and we will see whether the instance variable can be called here or not. So here I am going to make something like company and the name of our company 1. So will that be able to run? Of course it will not run, because this is not a static variable. Only static variable can be called with the name of their class. In case we want to run our instance variable, so for that we have to create object our class, but in our case we have already created our object as employee, and here we can call it. So here we can finally see the difference, and here I have written ABC, so the result should be ABC, right? So here you can see at the first time when we are calling, we are taking the reference of our class, directly it is coming, but at the second time when it is not static variable, here if we see this is not static variable, for that object of employee is required, right? So this was the main thing. And the another thing that we will see, can we use public or not in this? Public, these are called access modifiers. So of course we can use public, protected, and default, and private. So 4 access modifiers can be used here. And is there any other point that we can see? Static variable can be accessed by calling with the class name, that just now we have seen here, that we can call it by their class name. Second thing, there is default value for very static variable. So the static variable should be declared and no worries about initialization. So what does it mean? It means in case we are making anything like a static variable, they should have some default values. So let me show you one more thing, that the company 2 is not initialized here. Okay, in case the company 2 is not initialized there, then what will be the output for the company 2? Here I am going to print it. So here I am going to print something like company 2, and we will see what is going to be the value of our non-initialized static variable. So here it is coming like null. It means for them there is default value. So default value for company is 2. So for that it is coming, because it is a string, so it is null. In case it is int, it will be 0. For double also it will be 0.0, something like that. And in case it is a boolean, it will be something false. Now static variables are visible for all declare method. Of course they are visible for the all declare method, and here we can see it is visible in our method. Here we can see this display detail is a method, and here this name, here this ID, and here this company is visible here. So for that nothing else is required. It is same like instance variable, but in case we are doing something like local, for that company we have to declare inside our method something like this here, and company is equals to blah blah blah, something like this, and here we have to make a string. This will be the local, but here in the case of static variable it is not required. We can simply take it at the time of our class loading, which is we have declared here something like name, right? And we have to see some more thing. Access modifier, this we have covered. Static variables are created when the program start and destroyed when the program start. So that we have already seen at the time of running our program, which is the internal working of JVM, that will be taken care by the JVM, right? So I guess we are done with our static variables. That was much enough to explain. In case you want any other things, you can comment it out and I will help you out. Bye bye.